Hello and welcome to another episode of Emotion. In today's edition, we are going to talk about the uncomfortable and a little bit weird topic which many people do not like to talk about in our society. My name is Nasra Hassan and my guest will introduce herself. But if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do click the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell so that you do not miss anything each time we upload educative content. Do not go anywhere because we'll be right back. Hey and welcome back. And my guest today is none other than the beautiful Sharifa Namusisi. Sharifa, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Nasra. I'm honored to be here.
Oh,
yes, I am.
So
really
glad to have you.
No, but you're doing amazing work, so I mean, where wouldn't I be?
Oh,
thank you.
Thank
for
you.
having me. Yes.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
I couldn't say no.
Can you kindly introduce yourself?
My introduction might take a minute or so.
I know.
I know. Yeah.
I know.
So my name is Sharifa Namusisi. I am the founder of Let's Fix It Individual and Couples Counseling. I'm located in Bukoto. There is also a support group under my practice. We help bring people together. This is something new in Uganda, and I'm happy to announce that I've partnered with Dora Mima. She also started her own support group, Lean on Me. So Circle of Support and Lean on Me always come together every Saturday, and we help out women cope, find strategies, solve problems. We cry together. And then I'm also the PR manager for Educate an Orphan Uganda. It's an NGO that helps keep orphans in school. You should join us, everyone who's watching. We pay 5K a month just to keep those orphans in school. So it's that cheap. And then I'm also the CEO of Sham Cares Foundation. It's an NGO that helps empower women, children, communities that are in need of medical, food, whatever they need. That's what Sham Cares does. And I'm really happy to be here. I'll leave the rest out for later.
Yes. I know you are so many things. You are a philanthropist, you are a humanitarian.
Yes.
You are so many things. She is actually the real definition of beauty and brain.
Oh, thank you.
And she's also the charity plug. In case you need to do your charity, she's actually the right person to reach out to.
I'm actually connected to so many charity organizations, so many. Taxi UG, AITA. I can connect you to anyone. You want to donate breast milk, I can connect you to Atta Breast Milk Community. Like, I know all these NGOs, and
that's so amazing.
Charity plug. Yes.
That's so amazing.
Thank you, Nasra.
Yeah. Today's conversation is going to be a little bit uncomfortable and weird, but we must talk about this. It is about sex, and you know, in our society, sex conversations are still perceived as taboo matters, whereby we really cannot talk about them freely. Even right now, I'm nervous.
I can tell what are they going to think.
Yeah, people are going to think, but we must talk about this anyway, because it is life. As an African woman, how and when did you realize that it is important for me to educate the community about sex matters?
Okay, just like you and every other African woman out there, that topic makes me cringe. And I think that's why you've not seen me out there talking about it so much. Even on my pages, I'm not out there like recording videos every day about it, because society has still not yet accepted me
as
talking about it.
Even.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, a Muslim woman,
there's
right?
a Muslim, there's an African.
Society, exactly. So it's not easy. It's not been easy. But when I started counseling, I realized that when couples would come in and then you ask them, apart from the issues that they would come in with, there's finances, there is this responsibility, there is this. Every time I take a minute to ask, so how is your sex life? And the minute you ask that, the room is quiet.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of things that you won't say, but the silence is very uncomfortable. Yeah. And that is when I'm like, okay, there is a lot that people don't know about marriage, right? Yeah. Women would come in and they're sexually starved. Men will come in, they also have their own complaints. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start talking about this because people need to know. I know it is a taboo. I know sex is related to something nasty, something shameful.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's unacceptable. But then everyone is doing it.
Yeah. And we exist
because of it, right?
Yeah, because of it.
So I feel like we need to change our mindset around it. as long as you're within the limits of the deen, you're within the confines of the right marital information that you're giving out there, I felt like I need to start talking about it, because men come in with topics that I didn't understand. A man would go like, she's dry, she needs to go back to her singer. And I'm like, no, her being dry doesn't mean she needs to go back to her singer. It could be because of so many other reasons. Have you even tried to find out which one? And it's like, which other reason apart from her not just being sweet? You know how they term it. That is when it actually hit me that people are so misinformed. They don't know anything about sex. You sit there and judge your wife for being dry, but you don't even understand why she is dry. So maybe if you understood why, you'd be able to be sympathetic and then help her out. So that is when I realized that, okay, you know what? If I can put out some information out there that can help couples navigate this area better, I'm going to do it. I think I showed you the message. People are shooting me in my inbox and stuff.
It's so negative messages.
Exactly.
Yet what you're doing, they should be appreciative about it.
Not everyone sees what I do with the lens of your perspective, that I'm teaching, I'm helping, I'm educating. No. Some of them see me as a disgrace. You know?
I know.
For even talking about something so shameful. But again, like you mentioned, it comes from our society, from our background. This is how we were raised. Even I personally, I've been uncomfortable talking about it until I could not keep quiet anymore, because I got so many cases like that where someone would want to break up with their wives because they are dry. But it's because she has some psychological issues or some physical issues or some medical issues. So maybe if you found out those things, your marriage would still be intact. So that's exactly when I realized, no, I need to put out some information out there that could help couples, you know, fix this.
I understand. There is some more complaint on men not satisfying their women sexually. Do you think this has to do with men or women themselves?
Well, for starters, it's a yes and a no. Yes, because as you can tell, some men don't care, you know. There's a group of men who just generally don't care whether you've come or not, or whether you're sexually satisfied or not. They just want to satisfy themselves, and once they're done, that's it.
That's selfishness.
It is, especially in a marriage. And then there are those who genuinely don't know, and they hope that the woman will teach them, right? And then there are those whose ego is bigger than this Kampala. And they're like, you're chongamba, you can't tell me nothing. Okay? To me, I know what I'm doing is it. Like, you cannot tell me that I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm a man.
Exactly, I'm the man. Like, you should take it. And then some men genuinely give us what they know. Right? For him, this is what he has known from maybe pornography. And he'll give you that. And then there's those who think that because it worked for Nasra, it will work for Sharifa. So they give us what they think they know. And can you really blame them?
No.
Okay, you can blame the one who doesn't care, but you cannot blame those who genuinely don't know. And then there are those men who will continue doing what they're doing because we've not told them that it's not working for us, right? So yes, that's when I say yes, sometimes the men have a part to play on, you know, keeping us sexually frustrated. So the no comes in from the part where it could actually be the woman. How? Number one, I might not know my body, right? What turns me on, what works for me, what pleases me. So if I don't know, how am I going to communicate that to my man, right? And then there are those women who actually cannot get sexually satisfied because of psychological issues. They are depressed, they have anxiety, they are stressed, they have a lot going on. You have issues at work, you know. So there's a lot that can actually go on in a woman's body that can actually affect her libido and her sexual satisfaction, right? And then we have medical issues. There are people who don't know that some medication that they're taking is actually affecting them. So there's a lot. We just need to look at which part is the man playing and which part is the woman playing. But so I don't want to blame the men alone, but even us women have a part to play. Yes.
And you've also mentioned that some women do not know or understand their bodies better, and that can also contribute to that. But how does one learn to get to understand their bodies?
Okay, so for the couples, I usually tell them to explore, right? Like, Nasra, if you're married to me, you're my friend, right? Anyway, it will take me back to the part where we talked about sex being a very uncomfortable topic. It is also uncomfortable for couples, right? That is why many women are out there faking orgasms. Because she cannot bring herself to tell her husband, please touch me here. Or can you try this? Or can you try that? They are actually very shy about it. And they'll just take whatever the man gives. So it's not only an uncomfortable topic out there, it is too in the bedroom. But I always advise couples to challenge themselves to try out something new every day or every other week, whatever works for you, right? So if this week we said, you know what, I want to explore your body from head to toe. Tell me what works. Tell me what doesn't work, right? And that is where you start from as a couple. That is where you can actually try to find out that, okay, no, the boobs are not working.
Yeah.
Let me try something else. Okay. This one is also not working. No, let me try the ears. Okay, that is how you can actually explore and find out what works for you.
Oh.
Unfortunately, some men don't take that lightly. Like, they take things personally. If I say this is not working, like, because I've tried it, but for you,
yeah,
you have to take things personally.
The
so
ego
like,
is
yeah, exactly. And they're like, didn't I try? Last week, did I try?
Yeah.
Didn't you tell me it wasn't working?
Yeah.
I'm done trying.
Yeah.
But you see, communication is key.
Yeah, so it has to be an open conversation.
Exactly.
Between
the
couple.
lines of communication on both ends have to be open. And listening too. If I tell you this is not working, Toniga,
Yeah.
just ask me, okay, what can we try next?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and then the problem also that we have is we've taken pornography too seriously. Like, we've watched things being done in there and we think maybe that's how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, so we need to let all those fantasies, you know,
it is
what
actually
we
a
watch.
movie. It is acted.
It is acted, and I don't think people know this.
Yeah.
Those are actors. They are paid to do what they're doing, but
Yeah.
your partner is not an actor, right?
Yeah.
They are human beings with feelings, with desires,
Yeah.
right? So they need you to actually be in sync, yeah, and try to find out what works and what doesn't. What doesn't, and what works, you get more money. That's how it works, really.
Yeah.
So that's how I usually advise people to find out. Couples. But then when it comes to people who are not married and are planning to get married and they want to find out, usually, I think I was attacked last time when I talked about self-pleasure. Yeah, people are like, masturbation is haram, it's haram, it's haram.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not telling people to go out there and start masturbating, and that is different. This is not, masturbating is not how you find out what works.
Yeah.
Even you just touching yourself to find out what works can work. Like, you do not have to go out there and start masturbating, because masturbating is literally penetration.
Yeah.
How is that going to help you find out what works? You get it? And people perceive things differently, but even you as a person, you can find out on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, what works for you, and you communicate that to your partner. Yes.
Yeah. So communication.
It is key.
Yeah.
It is key.
Yeah.
And so is listening. Yeah, I might communicate, but then you don't comprehend what I'm saying. So then my communication is
also
pointless.
A skill.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that also works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all that is going on,
Yes.
there's the economical fluctuation. What is going on? Life is becoming hard and hard.
It is.
Does also have somehow the role to play in that?
Well, there is something I learned called the stone in the shoe analogy, or you can call it the pebble in the shoe analogy, where, like you mentioned, there's a lot going on outside our lives.
Yeah.
And imagine you're walking around with a stone in your shoe. How does that make you feel?
So uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So if you meet me on the way and I say, "Hey Nasra, hi," are you going to receive that in a positive way, or you're going to focus on that stone and the discomfort that you'll be like, "Hi Sharifa, hi," and you're like rushing to get on to the next thing?
I
right?
have to pretend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're so uncomfortable, the stone is killing you. You're not going to be present. If I try to talk to you, if your kids try to talk to you, if your husband tries to talk to you, if your workmates try to talk to you, because there is discomfort somewhere in your shoe.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. Also, the things that happen around us have a big part they play in everything that happens in our marriages, in our bedroom.
Yeah.
And that's why I mentioned that before you start judging your partner for being a certain way in the bedroom, find out if they have anything going on in their lives.
Yeah.
We are always there on men's cases. He's not doing this. He doesn't erect. He comes very fast. But these men sometimes have psychological issues going on. He has debts. He has to think about the home. He has to think about the kids. He has to think about his family. He has so much to do. Yeah. So sometimes he's not going to deliver as expected, right? That is the stone in the shoe that I'm talking about. And the problem with that stone in the shoe is that we keep ignoring it, thinking it will go away.
Yeah.
It will go away, but then it doesn't. It just keeps growing and growing. So sometimes we need to sit down with these feelings and then remove that pebble in the shoe and be present. That is the only way you can fully be present in the bedroom and out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. The issues that happen outside our lives outside the bedroom do affect us in a way. If only we could acknowledge that.
I get. And does the food also somehow play a role in as far as sex is concerned?
Actually, science says yes. But I don't like to speak on things I've not tried myself, right? So science says there are foods you can eat that can lead you to give you a good orgasm. There are foods you can eat that can boost your libido, and I think people should actually do some research on those foods and try and
I've
come
seen
and
many
tell us.
people. Okra has become a
Okra has become
subject
okra.
matter.
Yeah, people are moving with okra in their bottles.
Yeah.
They're moving with sherry in their bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you do your research, because of course we learn these things through reading and research, there are things that will boost your dopamine. Dopamine is a feel-good hormone, you know, the one you also feel when you're orgasming. That's a feel-good hormone that's released when you're orgasming.
Yeah.
So yeah, some foods can actually boost that. Some can boost the libido. And I think I read the oranges, the strawberries, the omega-3.
Yeah.
There was a long list. I think people should go and read these things, find out, because science says yes. So I cannot say no. I mean, science has said yes, right? But I personally have not tried them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speak on things I haven't tried. I like to come here and talk about something I have tried that has worked for me.
Yeah.
And I know our bodies are different and stuff, so something might work for me and not work for you. But it could work for someone else out there.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, it's true. Science says it's true, so I think we should go with science.
The food, does it apply only to women or to men?
No, to both of us. Both the men and the women. There are certain foods that science encourages us to eat that can actually boost our libido. For the men, boost their testosterone, and then it can also help with the feel-good hormone, the dopamine. So I think if we do our research, you'll see us changing our meals. You see the leafy vegetables, those are also encouraged. So you'll see people changing their diet slowly.
Yeah.
Are you on okra?
To me, it is just as food, as a normal food I cook.
That's right.
Yeah, really.
You're sure you're not taking it because they said it,
No, not because of that.
Really?
To me, it is just a normal food. I buy it, I cook it the way I can cook any other food.
I think it also works that way too.
Okay, if it can work, then well and good. But as a food, it is also.
Have you tried drinking it?
No, I've never.
You've never? I tried. It's terrible.
I just I can imagine.
Yeah,
but for me, I just cook it as food. It is delicious when you cook it well. You spice it. It is delicious.
It is.
So if it can work in that
with
area,
ugali, oh my god,
it is.
Yeah.
So if it can still work, then well and good.
Yeah, you're lucky. I failed, so I'll have to try something else maybe.
Yeah, I know. So what about gym, exercising? Does it also have a role to play?
No, genuinely speaking, everybody out there needs to care about their health. It doesn't matter if it's got something to do with the bedroom or out of the bedroom, but good hygiene, good personal care, good self-care has a big impact it plays in the bedroom, in your life, anything. Like, it does help. So yes, please, to gym or whatever works, dance class or walk in the evening or running or jogging, whatever works. That is not only good for your health, but it helps with every other area of your life.
Oh,
yes.
So it can also be good.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. So you should start caring about yourself.
Yeah, you should. I mean, some of us are more fit than others, and I think you know.
I know.
Yeah, you know why.
I know. I remember sometimes, because when we go to work out in the gym, you'll find when you are so like you are working out that hard. We find some comments from men. Are you not going to kill your husband or your boyfriend? Like,
they have a reason why they're telling you that.
Where does this come from? We are here to lose weight.
I know, you're there to lose weight, but I mean, it's not only losing weight that's going to come out of it. You're also going to be fit, which can also work, because honestly, sex is cardio, you know? So when you're in there are certain styles that you're going to do, and they will break your back if you're not fit.
Oh,
you get, No, honestly, I get so many women complaining, I cannot burn for more than 2 minutes. I feel like my back, my lower back. I cannot put on my legs for that long. I cannot sit on top for that long.
Talking about positions, what if she's not that strong, that fit to stand certain positions, and for her, she's comfortable with that particular one?
Sex is very important in marriage. Okay? Not only sex. good sex is very important in marriage.
Okay.
Because sometimes you'll have to let go of what's comfortable. What if what's only comfortable is missionary? Are you telling me you're going to do missionary from January? Because I see that's where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So imagine how your partner must feel. You get it? Because honestly, sex can get boring in a marriage, right? So does a relationship. It does get boring after a while. So imagine if you are not, adding a spark to it, adding some spices to it. It is going to die out, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. So sometimes you must let go of what's comfortable and keep an open mind and go like, this is a new missionary. Monday to Monday. This time let me go try out something different. Yeah. But it's going to come through practice. So sometimes practice is not going to be easy. That is why when you see people in the gym doing things, you're like,
now I understand where they come from.
I know. But you see, every other position can actually be comfortable if you learn it.
Oh.
Every other position can actually turn out to be comfortable.
Oh, so they are learned.
You just have to learn.
Yeah.
You just have to learn. And the more you learn, the more you get better at it. But if you don't try, how are you ever going to learn? Like, my knees, I'm a So when will you ever learn it if you're not trying, right?
I get.
Yeah.
I get. You've talked about hygiene. Let's talk about some different products that ladies like to use when it comes to hygiene and to wash the vagina. Are those products good or bad? Because there's too much controversy around those,
it.
Those
well, in my opinion, I would like to think feminine wash is just a marketing ploy, really, because when Allah created us, He knew that the vagina could clean itself.
Yeah.
And I think you've had many gynecologists preaching that.
Yeah.
It is a self-cleaning organ. Sometimes it does not need help to do that. I personally would advise that if you can do without it, please go ahead, because there are so many feminine wash products there that have very harsh chemicals.
Yeah.
And anything that throws your pH off is bad for you.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine telling you that you inserting your finger in there is bad for your vagina.
Yeah.
So imagine using a feminine wash. You don't know what these products are.
Yeah.
Why would you want to use it? And then there is a myth around it that it helps with infections.
Yeah.
That is why many women have it in their bathroom. They're like, no, it does.
Yeah.
But I need them to make that make sense. How is a feminine wash going to heal an infection? It doesn't. No spa, no feminine wash in the world is going to heal an infection that needs medication. And then another myth that I've actually had that surrounds the feminine wash is that if you use it, you're clean.
Yeah.
If you've not used it, you are not clean enough.
Not. Yeah.
Please, I would like to beg to differ, because many of us are out here and we don't use it and we are clean, right? Because all you need is a clean hand and water.
Yeah.
That is all you need. And of course, practice self-sex and everything else that surrounds the hygiene bit.
Yeah.
So feminine wash, if you can avoid it, please avoid it.
Oh.
Let's not only talk about the feminine wash. There's so many things out there that our singers tell us to insert in our vaginas. And then not only our singers, our friends, they're always telling us, Kano, if you put this, it's going to make you tight.
Yeah.
It's going to make you tight.
Yeah,
Put
actually those are many, they are so common.
So it's not only the feminine wash that we are putting in there, we are using those things to help us tighten. Yeah. We are using herbs. Your singer tells you, get this leaf, squeeze water out of it and insert it in there. Yeah. How does that help tighten your vaginal muscles?
I know.
It doesn't. The only thing that will help keep you tight is you practicing Kegels, because that's what tightens your vaginal muscles. And anything else about cleanliness, it is you. It is upon you to actually keep yourself clean.
What are Kegels? Maybe for those who like to understand.
Kegels, it's a practice where I'm actually doing one right now. I hope you can do one with me. You just, when you're in the toilet and you're trying to pee, and then once that pee comes out, you squeeze, you tighten your vaginal muscles and stop the urine, and then you let go again and pee comes out. Have you ever tried that? Like you're dying to pee and then when you start to pee, you hold.
Doesn't it affect the bladder?
You can do this even now. Like you just practice. You tighten them and let go. You tighten them and let go. Actually, Queen Mai sells Kegel balls. They also help. You can actually just put them in and practice. That is the only thing that can actually keep you tight. Oh. Yes, it helps tighten your vaginal muscles, because as we grow older or as we have kids and stuff, these muscles become a bit loose, right? Okay. And then the only way that you can bring them back to, it might not go back the way they were, but you can actually maintain. Yeah, and that's the only way you can do it, by doing Kegels.
Yeah.
All the medicine in the world that I have seen, and like I said, I don't come here and talk about things I've not tried. I have tried it.
Yeah.
Everything they'll tell you that use this to tighten, use that, use this. But the minute you do, everyone will tell you those things make you so dry.
Yeah.
I don't even know what product they are putting in there. I don't know what ingredients are in there, but they are very harmful. And many people who have used them have come back to me and told me, I got bruised, I got wounds, I got infections, I itched the whole day, and they never helped. Like, they would help you in that moment, but then after you're done, you're back to your normal. So you need to find something that's permanent.
Yeah.
Everything else there is temporary.
Yeah.
And practicing the Kegel exercise is the only thing that will keep your pelvic muscles to go back to, manageable state.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way I tell people how it's done is through that. Like, when you go to the toilet and you're trying to pee, just squeeze, hold the urine, and then let go again, and then hold, and then let go again, and then hold. So that's the practice, literally. You don't have to want to pee to do it. Even as you speak right now, you can try.
Can still do
in your free time, you're working and you're just there doing your Kegels and,
I have ladies,
No, that helps. That helps. It takes a longer time, but at least it's proven. It's proven to work, unlike the other herbs that everyone has told us about. Yeah.
I get it. Thank you so much, Sharifa. This has been a very interesting conversation.
You're welcome.
But we are running out of time.
I know.
Yeah, it has reached to an end. And I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed making it for you. From Emotion, we can't wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, it's a wrap. My name is Nasra Hassan. Bye-bye and stay blessed.